Hello, and welcome to the Winchester High School's Class of 2020 commencement. My name is Dennis Mahoney, and I'm the proud principal of Winchester High School. Please allow me to welcome our Winchester High School Class of 2020 families, our Winchester Public Schools staff and employees, Winchester community partners, and the many, many friends and family members who are watching this online in our town, in our country, and around the world. And a special hello to our Class of 2020 graduating seniors. It has been too long since we have seen your friendly smiles and faces in our hallways, and you have been missed. As some of you know, I actually had a speech already written in my head for this class. The speech was all about how, for most of us, the year 2020 has always been considered a far-off future. I was going to talk about how, when I was growing up, by the year 2020, we believed that we would be coming to school in silver jumpsuits and flying cars. And at the very least, we thought that everybody would have a personal jetpack. The speech focused on how we, those who have come before you, have come up short, and how you are the future, and our hope for progress in this world. But that version of the speech, to my personal disappointment, just doesn't seem appropriate anymore. Believe me though, it would have been absolutely awe-inspiring and hilarious. I mean, don't sleep on those jetpack ideas. But things have changed drastically, and when the world around us changes, we need to change with it. So, like everything this year, here is the remix version of that speech. You, the class of 2020, are still the future. You are still our hope, and you are still our guiding light. But we need your hope now. We need you to be the guiding light that we know that you can all be now. Clearly, the world needs your energy, your creativity, your curiosity, your flexible thinking, your compassion, and your kindness now more than ever. I thought we needed you for the flying cars, but we really need you to heal us and bring us together. And we need you to do that starting now. Leadership like that may seem like a tall task. It may seem intimidating or a burden of responsibility that you feel you are not yet ready for. But believe me, you are all ready to lead us. We know this because we've watched you lead us for the past 4 years. Whether by voice, position, or example, each of you, in individual ways, has been a leader. Each of you has needed to rise to an occasion, step out in front, support others, push yourselves or push those around you, and move beyond your comfort zone more than any class that has ever come before you. You have overcome significant obstacles, dealt with serious loss, serious illness, and faced those who would count you out. You routinely dealt with challenges that no generation before you has had to face and understood that while that's not fair, it's going to be something that you have to take head on and deal with. Truly, no graduating class before you can lay claim to what you've done to get here. And yet, here you are, successful, and excited for the rest of your lives, excited for that next phase and that next chapter in your lives. So don't be afraid and don't be overwhelmed at the thought that we need you and we need you now. Don't look at anyone else because we are looking at you. And don't wait for the timing to be perfect because your time is now. As I said to you all on your very first day of school, you are not here to take part, you are here to take over. And we need you to take over starting now. Take care of yourself and those around you. Lead with your heart and keep your smiles because we miss those smiles. Stay well, and while you're leading us to a brighter tomorrow, if you do get the chance, can you think about those jetpacks for us, please? We love you and respect you. We appreciate you, and you will always be remembered. You, the class of 2020. Thank you.
Hello, Winchester High School, class of 2020. As superintendent, it's the first time in more than 3 decades where I'll miss being with the senior class to celebrate graduation together. This short video message cannot make up for the pain and loss we've all felt during the pandemic closure of schools, or convey our love and pride in you as you graduate from Winchester High School. I send today a message of hope, encouragement, and congratulations to each of you. I know I speak on behalf of the hundreds of Winchester teachers, custodians, administrators, food service workers, nurses, support staff, bus drivers, and the many others who've worked so hard to help get you to this day. They too wish they could celebrate the 2020 Winchester High School graduation with you, but want you to know how very proud they are of you. It's difficult to think about the future when we're spending all of our energy each day focusing on survival. Even in these crazy, difficult times when we're so distant from one another, it's important to recognize that our fear, sadness, and anxiety, while natural, it also helps us prioritize what's most important in life. Writer Brené Brown has a lot of wise advice for you on this topic. She reminds us that the vulnerability we felt daily during the pandemic is not weakness. Rather, it is the foundation of courage. There is no courage without risk and uncertainty. During times of crisis, we can be our best, bravest selves, or we can be our worst selves. How we face this pandemic is a choice. I'm so proud of how maturely you've dealt with the disappointment and adversity of canceled events, isolation, and know that you will continue to draw on the strength of friends and family in the coming months as we face a still more uncertain future. While you faced a big bump in the road, you're still about to embark on the great adventure that's the rest of your life after high school. In this new world, you will have freedom to choose, try, fail, and succeed. Just remember to be kind to yourself when your choices don't always work out the way you planned. Always remember that the pride and love we feel for you is not conditional. After all, we know you are pretty great, just as you are. Always let the true you shine. We look forward to seeing you in person one day soon and hearing about how you have changed the world for the better. Once again, congratulations, class of 2020.
Greetings, Winchester High School class of 2020. My name is Anthony Hsu, and this past year I had the distinct honor of serving as your NHS president. For a year now, I've known I was going to give this speech. Of course, a lot has changed since the end of our junior year. A lot of these changes we expected. We grew a year older, a little wiser, and perhaps even a few inches taller. We made our plans for the years to come. We had another year to learn about each other and ourselves. We found new friends and grew closer to some old ones. But at the same time, other things happened that no one could have anticipated, including the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. It's certainly a strange time to be giving a graduation speech. It goes without saying that it's been a difficult few months for everyone. It's been a time of prolonged boredom and loneliness, punctuated by moments of great anxiety and, unfortunately for some of us, sadness. Nonetheless, I believe that if we look hard enough, it's still possible to find a great deal to be optimistic about. I think now is as good a moment as ever to start by thanking our teachers, who have worked tirelessly to adapt to a completely new system to give us the best education we could have possibly asked for. Furthermore, we should recognize the countless teachers throughout the years who have shaped us into the students and human beings we are today. We should also be grateful to our administrators, who, despite facing the same challenges as the rest of us, have continued to work so hard to deliver to us experiences that will last a lifetime. And I hope that one day, with time, we may look back on the rolling recognition parade and the virtual yearbook signings, not simply as replacements for something else, but as special moments in their own right. At times like this, it's also important to appreciate how wonderful our community has been to us. Every day, I continue to be amazed by how eagerly Winchester has embraced our graduating class. It has warmed my heart to bear witness to all the thoughts and thoughtful signs on lawns and windows, as well as the countless other messages of support and encouragement we have all received. And finally, we should be proud of each other. At times like this, we should take a few moments to recognize all the accomplishments of the students in our class, even those that may have gone unseen. Winchester High School owes its greatness to the diversity of talent that walks through its doors, from the athletes to the artists, the musicians, the actors, and the scholars. In a lot of ways, the current situation is not that unlike 1993 Bill Murray cult classic Groundhog Day. And much like Bill Murray's Weatherman, we have all been given a valuable opportunity to reevaluate ourselves and what matters to us. The time we spend together seems more valuable than ever. From the many conference calls we've made with friends, to the wonderful drive-by birthday celebrations we've no doubt been hearing from our houses. I hope that this newfound appreciation of each other never leaves us. And so, having graduated from high school, we find ourselves in a unique position, thrust into a world that is paradoxically both at a standstill and moving more frantically than ever before. Sometimes, when all is said and done, it might be a little hard to figure out where our place is in this big blue rock of ours. So then, what is there left to do? Give up? Stop trying? Buy ourselves a fast car and surrender ourselves to some premature midlife crisis? I hope not. As one of our beloved physics teachers once told us, you're smart, good-looking, and gosh darn it, people like you. And to be honest, I'd agree. The The world is always going to need its star athletes, its Nobel laureates, its famous writers, its Greta Thunbergs and Michelle Obamas. And so, if someone is going to have to go on to do all these wonderful things, why not let that someone be you? At the same time, I hope none of you ever feel as though your worth is dictated only by your positions or titles, because there's so much more to it than that. Changing the world starts with the millions of little sacrifices and acts of kindness we make for each other. And now, more than ever, the world is desperate for change. Change can be something so simple as waving to the strangers you pass on the street, to something so powerful as volunteering your time or even your health to better the life of someone else. And as many of you may have seen on the news, change can even start with speaking up for something you believe in, or fighting tooth and nail against what you know to be wrong. There's a popular saying that no matter how good a speech is, there is no better moment than that feeling of relief when it's over. And so, I'll try to keep this short. T.S. Eliot asks us in the poem, the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, "Do I Dare Disturb the Universe?" What I hope we can all take away from our 4 short years together is a stubborn belief in ourselves and a willingness to dare, because yes, we are smart, and yes, we are good looking, and yes, gosh darn it, people like us. Class of 2020, it's been a wonderful 4 years, and I hope to see all of you as soon as it's safe to do so. Until then, I wish you all the best for your future. Stay safe, stay classy, and never stop riding that wave.
If we were having a graduation ceremony in person, I'd probably start my speech off with some corny joke about our 2020 vision. But we really didn't see this coming, did we? A pandemic of insane magnitude, where the only hope for a return to normalcy is for a world with vastly different ideals, cultures, and beliefs to come together and collaborate as one. When you hear politicians and news anchors talk about COVID-19, they often mention that this situation will be a formative experience for the youth of today. The business magazine Forbes had an article last month wondering if the quarantine would, quote, hatch the real Gen Z. But are we really going to let ourselves be defined by this disease? The majority of our second semester life will have been spent in quarantine instead of in classrooms. I'm not going to downplay the emotions that we're all feeling right now. What were supposed to be the most memorable events of our senior years, those last sports seasons, final performances on stage, academic tournaments, senior prank day, senior dog day, prom? Those are all missing, replaced with a heavy sense of fear and anxiety for the health of our loved ones and the health of the world. Some are calling us the class of COVID-19, but in truth, I think we've been shaped by so much more than this awful disease. Looking back, our class has had a pretty turbulent journey into this world. We entered elementary school in 2007. While we played Foursquare and hugged our webkins, the world and our families quietly grappled with the peak of the mortgage crisis and stock market crash. The start of middle school came in 2013. Only months after entering 6th grade, the Boston Marathon bombings occurred, less than 10 miles away from our own McCall Middle School. We entered high school during the 2016 elections and are coming to maturity in a time where our nation seems divided and bitterly partisan. And during high school, we turn on the news to see a new mass shooting almost every month. But now, it's 2020. It's the year that we graduate. This quarantine has given us all time to reflect on our growth over these past years, to remember the lessons that our friends, teachers, and families have taught us. But honestly, I think we're doing a lot more than reminiscing. Winchester High School has taught us to start putting those lessons into practice. I've seen that our class has been actively refusing to let this pandemic stop us from being the people that we are, the people that we've become. We continue to inspire those around us, hosting virtual club meetings to keep sharing what we love, sewing masks to help our community, and even organizing online tutoring sessions for younger students. We continue to be flexible and strong. Those of us who can stay home do, protecting people who are more essential or more vulnerable. There are many adults with less prudence and selflessness. We continue to be curious, learning new skills, reading new books, and creating music. And most of all, we continue to care for each other, checking in on our classmates, playing video games together, making TikToks, hosting Zoom parties, and supporting each other through this giant dumpster fire. I think that the times that we've lived through have moved us to mature in some pretty remarkable ways. We've grown up in an increasingly connected world with increasingly connected concerns, from world health to climate change. As we move out of adolescence and into adulthood, we must stay aware of the world's concerns while grappling with our own: student debt, unemployment, making new friends, and keeping the old as we embark on our new journeys. It goes without saying that the road ahead is going to be challenging. There are a lot of obstacles for any new adult to overcome, and for us, there will be obstacles we never anticipated. But that doesn't mean we're going to let those obstacles deter us. If we were having a normal graduation, I'd probably try to impart some wise words at this point. But honestly, the resilience, the spirit that you've all shown in the face of this adversity have shown me that you don't need them. Class of 2020, let's keep doing what we're doing. Keep making our families, teachers, and our friends proud. We'll get through this, together.
Hello everybody, friends, family, distinguished guests, administration faculty, and most importantly, the class of 2020. Wow, today is the day. Today's the day that 12 years of our journey together are coming to an end. Today, we are graduating. Whew. Our whole path started together as little sprouts in elementary school. We were new and fresh to the world. We were scared of what was beyond us, but we were incredibly curious and took everything head on. As we moved into middle school, we grew into saplings. But with this new maturity came an era of confusion. Who am I? Who are you? Who are we? What is now? Where is how? Lots of self-doubt and insecurity. But in these awkward middle school years, there were a lot of fresh new starts. We aced our first test, but also failed our first test. Sorry, Mom. We had some new love and also new heartbreak. And throughout all of this, we made new companions and friends that made it all worthwhile. And in a heartbeat, we found ourselves in high school. Now, we identify as fully developed trees. Like a trunk, we support each other, but we let each other blossom and shine. And through all this blossoming and sunshine, honestly, throughout most of our high school careers, we're eager to cross that finish line of graduation. You know, there are some things we won't miss, like the mods where if it rained outside, it also rained inside. We won't miss having to awkwardly shuffle by the fishbowl classroom where Mr. Trackmiss is teaching calculus, or those off days where you come in late to school on Wednesday because you had an open end and you forgot it was a wind block rotation. I have to admit, it's happened to me a couple times. But now that these moments are here where we're crossing that finish line, all those eager feelings have dissipated. And secretly, we all wish that it wasn't over. I mean, we want to stay here with all the teacher, faculty, administration, and mentors that have become our family and have guided us through these years of our lives. I will for sure miss Mr. Murphy's Hawaiian t-shirt Thursdays and Miss Hessian's red hair. We'll miss Mr. C telling us that there's an AED and an infant and no telephone and we need to do CPR, stat. We'll miss Mr. Miles making us place our quizzes on top of our heads after we're done. We'll sure reminisce about Miss Angus kissing a fish, and we'll never forget all of the billions of tabs Miss Keene has open on her computer, and of course, the very, very long but inspirational speeches that Mr. Buford gives us. We all love it. Because of these people, we have not only grown academically, but have reached a new personal level of growth in ourselves and the world around us that we never thought we could reach. We have discovered our identities, and we can now answer those important questions. Who am I? Who are you? Who are we? We are the class of 2020, and we have grown thick skin, or bark if you want to go back to the tree analogy, and we have set the level of standards extremely high for the future classes to come. Now, as we grow and move on with our lives, I want us to think and be the branches of the tree. We'll be reaching for our new futures and new goals, but we will always have roots here together. Congratulations to the Winchester High School class of 2020. We did it. We graduated, and I better see you at the 5-year reunion.
Greetings, graduates, families, friends, teachers, and trustees. I'm not actually sure if I'm supposed to mention all of you at the beginning, but I did a quick Google search and it seemed like the right way to start a graduation speech. I'm so honored to have been selected to speak to the Winchester High School class of 2020, mostly because I can do so from the comfort of my own home. Hopefully you don't mind the hat display behind me. I did hide some Easter eggs back there for the eagle-eyed viewers. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure of working with me in a classroom, here are some quick highlights about me as a teacher. I have a passion for both high school math as well as heavy sarcasm, two things everyone universally appreciates. My classroom encourages small group collaboration, features colorful walls of student work, and hosts an abundance of purple pens. I commonly use a short catchphrase, which I'm realizing some of you might not actually know. Sad face. During classwork, we often listen to a playlist, which features a disturbingly high proportion of Taylor Swift songs. You may even find some T-Swift lyrics and my trademark sarcasm in the speech if you listen carefully enough. Speaking of listening, let's be real. Listening to this speech in this format is so much better than sitting in a warm gym, all huddled together, trying to make out the echoing audio bouncing off the walls. I mean, if you've ever attended a Winchester graduation before, then you know that today's speeches have the best audio quality in the history of the Winchester High School. Class of 2020, you lucked out again. I know we're all tired of saying it, but man, oh man, do you guys have it easy. Now, in some seriousness, when I heard that I'd been selected as one of the speakers for this unique commencement, my mind went to many places. Naturally, as Mr. Mahoney can attest to, I suspected it may have been an elaborate senior prank, but upon further inspection, I recognized that I might have made a difference for some of you over the last 4 years. Enough of a difference that you might want to listen to me ramble a little bit more about my own story, and maybe you can learn one last lesson about the journey that led me back to a high school classroom. Now, some of you haven't had the pleasure of getting to know me in class, and you're probably just sitting there thinking, oh yeah, this is that guy. He goes to all the sporting events. What's his deal? Do they pay him for that? I do actually try to go to everything, except for Nordic and cross country. It's not you, it's me. But in truth, I've been to your concerts, your recitals, your matches, your plays, your musicals. I've traveled to playoff games, celebrated dramatic wins, and endured the heartbreaking losses. I've assisted with the math team, and this year I helped build your absolutely flawless yearbook. I remember the first few months when we learned in the mods instead of the high school. And I remember the last few months when we learned at home instead of the high school, and the stuff in between. In truth, I feel as though I've been with you every step of the way along this journey from the very beginning. I remember it all too well. But my involvement in your graduating class is so different from my time as a WHS student. As I reflect upon the last 4 years, I can't help but contrast my time as a student with my time as a teacher. A decade ago, I walked across the graduation stage as a member of the Winchester High School class of 2010. I remember leaving the school for what I thought was the last time, certain that I would never return. Plot twist. In fact, you may be surprised to know that in my 4 years as a WHS student, I didn't attend a single sporting event. I didn't join any clubs. I didn't stick around for pep rallies or seek extra help even when I needed it. I didn't participate in anything except the absolute minimum, because my sole focus every day was just getting out of that building as quickly as possible. High school wasn't a great experience for me, and I knew I wasn't alone. So I decided to follow a path towards returning to high school as someone who could maybe make a difference and provide positive experiences for kids. I was pleased to return to a district that prioritizes the social emotional well-being of our students, a thoughtful push that I admittedly try to personify in my own classroom. I was anxious about returning to the place I had once despised. Maybe it was the idea of working alongside all my former math teachers, or wondering if teachers would even remember me after I didn't exactly stand out as a student. Returning to WHS was a frightening concept, but something about it felt like home somehow. Maybe it was the comfort of seeing so many familiar faces from such a different perspective. One of those familiar faces, Mrs. Bowles, spoke at our graduation 10 years ago, passing along her legendary words of wisdom that I would like to pass on to the class of 2020. Strive for excellence. Everyone has their own definition of what excellence means to them, but as you begin your respective journeys and escape this town for a little while, remember this: striving for excellence is not the same thing as striving for perfection. In a district like Winchester, it's easy to feel outshadowed by others. I felt inadequate as a high school student because my GPA wasn't particularly high, I didn't enroll in a half dozen AP classes, I wasn't a student athlete. Math was my only comfort zone, and I really didn't challenge myself outside of that subject area. I didn't find my calling until I started working towards becoming a teacher years later. It was pretty obvious in my education classes that it was rare for someone with such negative schooling experiences to actually want to go back and become a teacher, but I used that to my advantage as I journeyed back to the high school, establishing the goal of providing a better experience for kids than what I had. And certainly I'm still growing as an educator. You'll make mistakes no matter the path you take. I've made plenty. I'm still learning every day. I choose to embrace it. Never stop learning. But being able to speak to your class on this uniquely special day is a validation for me that my efforts have not gone unnoticed and that my own journey has been worthwhile. But now it's your turn, class of 2020. I encourage you to be open to change the same way I was. Discover your passion, strive for excellence. Who knows, maybe 10 years from now, one of you will be giving the same speech. Thank you, and good luck.
Hello, and welcome to Winchester High School's Class of 2020 commencement. We are so happy to finally see you all back with us on the WHS campus. Today marks the 170th commencement of a Winchester High School graduating class. We have no doubt that you, our very special class of 2020, will be marked in our future history text for generations to come, and you will be remembered for at least the next 170 years. As a reminder, we ask that all family members stay near their vehicles and do not leave the driveway area. Class of 2020 graduates, as we call your name, please come up and receive your Winchester High School diploma. Please remember that it is okay to remove your mask when you have your picture taken to the left of the stage. After doing so, please put your mask back on and safely return to your vehicle. Thank you, Class of 2020 graduates. You will always be a part of Winchester High School, and you will always hold a special place in our hearts and our memories.
Rena Abinat. Ian Donovan Albanese. Ella Patrice Aldrich. Kenisha Altadort. Michael John Ampey. Noah James Ampey. That way. Adrian Francis Anderson. Oops. Aaron Romeo Apostadero. Aaron's also accepting on behalf of Niobe Bandali. Giuseppe Von Loesch Aurelio. Ethan Mann Balke. Marina Ann Barilli. Leah William Batarse. Vicky Victoria Bazarbachian. Adriana Maria Bellotti. Sophia Grace Bertacci. Leon Waldemar Bester. Celia Rose Bianco. Stephanie Catherine Bianco. William Alden Bix. Mia Anderson Billick. Adam James Bischoff. Ariana McGovern Bonacorso.
Congrats.
Nicholas Georgios Barretos. Kayla Emily Bosse. Charlotte Marie Bradley. Seamus Michael Brady. Jesse Donovan Bryan. Isabel Marie Brissett. Majak Boy. Charlie Marie Burbine. Louis Chapin Burns. Ainsley Elizabeth Butler. Abigail Swainson Burns. Lucas Rowan Cafferkey. Michele Cagioni. Leah Valerie Cagnetta. Jennifer Michelle Calderon. Liam O'Connell Campbell. Emma Rose Campbell. Kierce Jellybean Fitzpatrick Canfield. Anna Eleanor Carraza. Sean Burke Cashel. Richard Joseph Centofanti. Elizabeth Mary Cerullo. Cynthia Zhang Chang. Joseph Haig Sharshaflian. Daniel Chen.
Jace Peter Christakis. Selena Chung. Spencer Daniel Ciotti. Emily Patricia Clark. William Joseph Coakley. Mackenzie Elizabeth Cogan. Kate Olympia Cohen. Caitlin Riley Collins. Odalise Marie Cora. John Joseph Corby. Griffin Joseph Correa. Hannah Ruth Corso. Christopher Falcone Cortizas. Anne Elizabeth Costello. Isabel Louise Cruteau. Kelsey Shea Crotty. Caroline Cucinotti. Lilia May Daly. Courtney Rose Dalton. Mia Christina Day. Christiana Diagazio. Thomas Michael Degnan. Himakshi Surajit Deka. Good job, Tommy.
Joel Alejandro De Leon. Mark Wallace DeMichaelis. John Paul DePriest. David Benjamin DeFranzo. William M. Frank DeLeo. Gina Marie DiNatale. Vivian Ding. Thomas Michael DePietro. Joseph Miles Dobelar. Jane Wentworth Dodge. Patrick Ryan Doherty. Haley Elizabeth Donato. Jack Vincent Donlin. Peter Constantine Dowdy. Emily Barreto Dovale. Brooke Regan Dowling. Trevor William Drain. Coleman Philip Edwards. Christina Jean Ellis. John Gabriel Emmanuel. Kyle Xavier Ettenhofer. Gregory Michael Evans. Jacqueline Lorette Fallon. Jason Fang.
Asia Sabra Ferris. Sophie Dyson Farnhill. Lynn Farah. Karina Louise Ferreira. Audrey Fitzgerald. Devin Rose Fitzpatrick. Sarah Jessica Fitzpatrick. João Vito Falero Fonseca. Evan Reed Forcucci. Hannah Rachel Friedman. Sophie Anna Friedel. Caroline Ann Fest. Isabella Dorothy Galvin. Sam Silliman Garmy. Rifat Ahmed Gouda. Isaac Wang Graylin. Charles Frederick Green. Jeffrey Kahn Greer. Nicholas James Gresla. Kyle Singh Gruel. Julie Maya Guerra. Michael Guanzajin Guo. Daria Gurianova. John Andrew Guthrie. Ashley Welch Hollowell.
Dylan Fangshi Han. Derek Alexander Harley. Kirsten Healy. Grace Catherine Heffernan. Daniel Allen Henderson. Fiona Grace Hughes. Grace Shia Higgum. Abigail Grace Hoffman. William Haven Hoffines. Adrian Hawley. Adam J. Horowitz. Nicole Hu. Jesse Huang. Nicole Yuen Huang. Katie Yunyi Huang. William Huang. Allison Hubner. Natalie Catherine Hughes. Allison Marie Hires. Alexa Marie Rue Eigler. Emma Isabel Illage. Chris Sebastian Jean Felix. Angel Jang. Ethan Alexander Johnson. Sarah Sydney Johnston.
Mia Christina Yurkunis. Vivek Anand Kundasamy. Aris Dennis Kaya. Susanna Gail Keller. Elizabeth Campbell Kelly. Reed Wallace Kendall. Derek Siraj Kimball. Isabel Estefany Kinsborn. Jack William Kinsey. Kate Miller Kneebone. Augustus Appleton Craft. Whitney Elizabeth Crayer. Layla Lyric Ladd. Erin Elizabeth Ladd. Brandon McCarthy Levy. Megan Ashley Levesque. Jessica Lee. Simon Liu. Jenny Liu. James X. Liu. Andy Ryan Lowe. Nicholas Alexander Lachard. Melissa Long. James John Lowenstein.
Max Yang Liu. Brady O'Connell Lynch. Caitlin Ann Lyons. Mary Catherine McKay. Erin Elizabeth Madden. Elizabeth Catherine Mahoney. Connor Leary Mahoney. Andrew Gerald Malloy. Daniel Claude Malloy. Aria Manfred. Lucia DiFlumeri Marino. John Paul Joseph Marino. Michael Anthony Martignetti. Mia Margot Matucci. Frederick Zachary Mattis Rush. Nicole Cagarco Mazio. Grace Elizabeth McCafferty. Ryan Christopher McCarthy. Elia Marie McCullough. Thomas Joshua McDonough. Lauren Mary McDowell. Kevin Vincent McGagan. Taylor Brooke McGough. Brooke McGurl. Anna Catherine Junkung McIntyre.
Catherine Diana McMullen. Alexander Victor Maderos. Kevin Miranda. Gabriella Mabel Mestechkin. Out of order. Yep. Arzu Miharia. Andrew Nicholas Miller. Rachel Dallas Milt. Evan Christopher Mitsakis. Aiden Robert Malloy. Giovanna Paula Montero Miranda. Alexander Bo Moore. Mackenzie Carey Moore. Jackson Blaine Morrissey. Salvatore Randazzo Muldrow. Chloe Elizabeth Munson. Colin Robert Murphy. Colleen Margaret Murphy. Mia Elise Murphy. Grant Patrick Murray. Mackenzie Ann Murray. Andrew Frederick Murray. Shreya P. Nair. Robert Walter New. Simeon Nikov. Carolina Nozomi Nishiyama. Will New.
Joseph Patrick Norberg. Jonah Kendrick Nowell. Sydney Emma O'Callahan. Courtney Lorraine O'Connell. Owen Timothy O'Connor. Reagan Elizabeth Pagan. Catherine Jeanette Paula. Jenna Papagiannis. Jiwoo Park. Christopher Anthony Parsons. Anna Pavlova. Alexander Daniel Pilipchuk. Julia Anush Pioli. Isabella Gans Paduska. Diane Pomagus. Brianna Marie Powell. Oliver James Pullen. Teresa Marie Quincy. Cole Anthony Robbie. Aditya Raghavan. Anthony E. Rouse. Jeffrey Rao. Venkat Vallabhajoshla Rao. Grace Lara Rebentish.
Sean Michael Restivo. Elizabeth Jordan Reynolds. Savannah Elise Corey Rivers. Thera Margaret Roller. Brooke Kathleen Ross. Chloe Nicole Rubinish. Ava Suzanne Russo. Graham Benjamin Ryer. Nisa Marie Salyard. Kaysen Styles Sandu. Clara Juliet Santos. Christian David Sauer. Jackson Allen Savage. Emma Elizabeth Scipione. Michaela Maria Sems. Bilal Shakil. Elizabeth Gibson Sharon. Elizabeth Jingwen Tsai. Michael Steven Serignano. Abigail Michelle Slatella. Seamus Francis Slattery. Liliana Jordana Smith. Daria Smelina. Daphne So. Nicholas Robert Sorger. William Carl Sorger.
Lillian Love Springer. Daldina Tanya St. Hubert. Bujena Velislovova Stoyanchev. Robert Lee Suchaleki. Matthew Robert Seferdini. Madeline Christine Chagru. Owen Grant Sullivan. Peter Joseph Sullivan. Vivian Zhang Tam. Drew Douglas Tardif. Eliza Grace Taylor. Audrey Anna Philly. Elizabeth June Tien. Yiming Tien. Jessica Tien. David Joshua Tien. Sujal Timilsina. Camille Claire Tosquez. Amanda Sy. Jonathan Raymond Sow. Alexandros Andreas Citos. Daniel Haocheng Tu. Christopher Theophilus Vallis. Samuel James Vaughn.
Benjamin Daniel Wall. John Henry Walsh. Philip George Walton. Juliet Wong. Kevin Wong. Charles Christopher Ward. Anna Lucia Watson. Zachary Donald Watson. Thomas Benton Welch. Michael Aaron Wentworth. Emma Thorsheim Westland. Henry Dunning Wheaton. Elizabeth Mary Whittemore. Henry Paxton Wilhoit. Noah James Wilson. Anna Bella Wojak. Nathan Edward Wong. Anthony Shu. Andy Xiaoming Yang. Jonathan June Yu. Megan Marie Yours. Vanessa Yu. Catherine Yang Yu.
Perla Zampieri. Robert L. Zhang. Grace Itao Zhang. Nina Ife Zhang. Jarrett He Zhang. Cheney Chenyon Zhang. Daniel Zhang. Daniel Mingdi Zhu. Baifan Zhu. Raymond Zhu. Caroline Mary Ziddick. And Aiden Ross Zuzanak.
All graduating students, please move your graduation tassels from the right side to the left. Having met all standards set forth by the Massachusetts Department of Education, together with the graduation requirements of the Winchester Public Schools, I now present Winchester High School's graduating class of the year 2020. Congratulations, everybody.
you.